friends, welcome to my channel Chic and Savvy, where we talk about all things related to planning and budgeting. My name is Carissa, and today we will be budgeting my paycheck for week 3 of October. So let's go ahead and get into it. Let's open her up. It's crazy saying week 3 because it's only like this, I think it's the second week of October, but like I showed you guys before, the way that our budget falls and our paychecks fall, this is our week 3 of the month. Oh, I got some stuff on me. I was coloring something, but this is our week 3 of the month, and it just seems like it's flying by, literally. And I feel like because we have some things to look forward to at the end of the year, that time is going by so much quicker because it's giving me anxiety how quick it's going. And I just feel like I cannot keep up. But we already are in week 3, which is insane. So let's go ahead and first review our financial goals for this month. So we'll do this super quick because I review them with you guys at the beginning of every budget video. But this month we want to pay down our city credit card, save for our car registration, and save for a house. And we are planning to do this by the end of this year. So our first goal is to pay down the city credit card. I've already made 2 extra payments, and they're the last. After this one that we budget, this will be the last payment before it gets reported on the 12th. So hopefully my husband's credit score jumps up a little bit to where we need it to be, so that way we can get started on some house stuff and kind of wrap things up with that and start the process. But we'll see where things end up with that. And then the second goal is the car registration. We need $260 by October 31st. That's when we need to pay the registration. That's when it's due. I already got the invoice in the mail, so it's just a matter of paying, which I can do online. And we're going to do that by just saving some extra money towards it. I did get an oil change on Monday, and that did deplete some of it, but we should be in good standing with saving this money. Goal 3 is saving any extra money towards the house. So any extra money in our wallet and in our monthly savings challenges, we can throw at that category because it's not a priority until we can get this debt figured out into a good point, and then we can move on to the house. So those are our goals for this month. Now, the news that we have all been waiting for. I freaking found my wallet, guys. It was in a very obvious place. It just took a matter of me putting my laundry away for me to find it. And it was pretty much in the exact place that I thought it was. I just never had the time to actually look, and I've been backed up on laundry so much. But the wallet is secure. It is secure. I know that some of you were stressing it just as much as I was, but everything is good. You'll still see it in the cash stuffing video. And now I can get my life back on track with having my wallet, which is honestly amazing because I've definitely been missing it. So we again are budgeting for week 3, and that is right here in purple. So let's go ahead and check that off. If you're new to how I budget my bills, I like to keep a bill calendar which shows all of my paydays and all of my bills due. Now, how I figure this out is I put all of my pay dates on here, and then I highlight them in a specific color, and then I write all of my bills out. And then depending on which bill I am going to pay with that specific paycheck, I highlight the bill that I'm going to use that paycheck to pay for. So paycheck 1 is in this light green. Any bill that you see in light green, I'm going to use this paycheck to pay for. Week 2 was in this orange color. Any bill that you see in orange is what I'm going to pay for with that paycheck. This week is our 3rd paycheck, and it is in this dark purple. So we have one bill that we are going to pay this week, and that is because it's our largest bill that we have, and it needs its own paycheck dedicated to it. So that is the bill that we are going to pay this time around. Now here is my budget overview sheet. We fill this out at the beginning of the year. So not the year, the beginning of the month, just so that way we have a broad overview of how much our income is coming in, how much all of our bills cost, and how much money we are generally going to have left over at the end of the month. So let's go ahead and get our sheets from last week. Let's get our sheets for this week. So we have our paycheck planner sheet and our cash envelope breakdown sheet. Perfect. And I live in Arizona, guys, and it's super gloomy, super rainy. We're gonna be having rain all weekend. There was it a hurricane in like the Baja California area, and we are getting the aftermath of it, and it's supposed to rain for the next couple days, like 3 or 4 days. So it's gearing up for that. It rained last night, super heavy, and it's just been cloudy all day, so my lighting is super weird. So hopefully it's not too dark for you guys. But I'm enjoying the weather. It's cool in my eyes, which is like 80 degrees, and that's great. It's getting lower like in the morning, like when me and my husband go to work, I'm actually like chilly. And I'm sure a lot of you guys will be laughing at that because chilly to me is like below 70 is chilly. And I'm just like, ooh, I'm bracing myself when I go outside now because there's a little bit of a coolness. But I'm so excited to get into that weather. You have no idea. So our pay date is going to be the 10th. And this is my husband's paycheck. And I know that I said that he got a little bit of a raise, but we're going to actually just stick to the $12.50 number that we have been using, because it just makes things easier. And so that is the income that we are working with this week. Now, I make these sheets myself. I make them on Canva. There's definitely similar sheets out there. I just used like a template that was already in Canva, and then I manipulated that template from there and added things and took away things and stuff like that. But I use the Zero. Well, me and my husband use the Zero-based budget system and the cash envelope system to do our budget, which means that every dollar has a home, and we stuff our savings and our sinking funds with cash. But if you like this method, there are so many planners, so many sheets out there that you definitely can purchase, or you can write this on a piece of paper, do it yourself, put it in Excel, whatever works for you. It's just about having the budget and writing in it whenever you can to budget out your money. So this first box is income. The second box is fixed expenses. Fixed expenses are any bills that you have that have to be paid and that are a set amount. So this is any bill here. So like rent, mortgage, gas bill, electric, phone bill, car payment, subscriptions that you have, anything like that is going to be a fixed expense. So we have one bill this week, and it's actually a debt, but there is a fee associated that I like to split out. So we are gonna put the fee here, and that is $35. So that is the only thing that we are budgeting for this week for our fixed expenses. Now, debt would also be included as a fixed expense, but I do like to split mine out because I like to see how much that all totals out to. So we're gonna put that bill here, and that is $521. So because this bill is so high, we have to leave it on its own, so that way we have money to put towards the rest of the things that we budget for. So now that we have this here, let's go ahead and put our planner away for a second, and we're gonna focus on the next box. So the next one is variable expenses. Variable expenses are any expenses that you have that you still have to budget and pay for, but they have a little bit more flexibility and you have control over these items. So this is like groceries, gas, spending money, fun money, lunch money, anything like that. That is a variable expense. So for us, this looks a little bit different because we do live with my parents still. We are planning on purchasing a home, like I said, at the end of the year. but we don't pay for the usual things that you would pay for, but we do give my parents money, and that is $250. We give our mom's money, and that is $50. And then we have my husband's spending, and he gets $30. We have my spending. I also get $30. And then we have gas. We budget $50 a week. And we have eating out, fun money, and those both get $30. And then we have donations and my husband's lunch money. So donations gets $5 and lunches gets $30. So let me grab my calculator so we can add this up. Okay, so we have 250, 50, 30, 30, 50, 30, 30, 5, 30. So we have 505. So this, when we move and my whole budget completely flips upside down, we'll talk about like what that looks like in that moment. But for now, this is what this is working, and this is what it's looking like for us in this given time. So once we have all of our boxes filled out, now we can determine how much money we have left over to put towards savings and sinking funds. So we're gonna take our income, subtract our fixed expenses, our variable expenses, and our debt. Oops. That always happens to me. I always forget to press the minus button. And then our debt. So we have $189 left over to put towards our savings categories. Now, the third paycheck is always the one where we have the least amount of money to put towards anything because of this big bill. And I already know that. That's why I put this by itself, because if we paid for anything else, this number would be super low. So this is how much we have left over. So we already know what categories we are going to put the remaining of this money in. So let me pull those up on my sheet here. And when you get to this point of your budget, if this number is like 0 or negative, that's when you know that you have a problem and you have to go back into your budget and figure out what the issue is. If that's cutting back on subscriptions, taking a look at your spending, taking a look at your bills, this will give you an idea of what your money is actually going towards and how much you truly have left over. Because if you have nothing left over, but you're spending amounts of money and you don't know why you can never catch up, this will kind of give you an idea of why that's happening. So we are going to put this money into some different categories. Now you can decide if you want to put all of this towards debt, all of this towards savings, all of this towards new tires, whatever the case may be. You have options when you get to this point, because now all of our bills are taken care of, plus our variable expenses, because even though this is not a bill, these are still a part of your daily life that you need to spend money on to survive. Never forget that. My parents instilled that with me, because when I was getting my first apartment, I told them like, well, I can afford it. And they were like, well, your bills are one thing, but what about your expendable expenses? You still have to allocate for that, because if you don't, then you're kidding yourself that you're not going to spend money aside from your bills. So like eating out, your gas, your groceries, any other money like that, entertainment, you have to put that stuff in your budget, because if not, then that's not truly living, because you are going to spend that money. Unless you just strict yourself, like I'm only going to spend on groceries and gas and nothing else. And that could definitely be how you choose to live, but you still have to account for the groceries and the gas. Your AC and your rent isn't the only thing that you pay for when you become an adult and you have your own place. So those are things to consider. So we are going to break this out into a few different categories. We are going to do our checking cushion, extra debt, our savings challenge, Savopoly, our monthly challenge, our subscriptions, travel, Christmas, me, my husband, and haircuts. So those are the categories that we are going to put this money towards. Again, our priority is paying down our extra debt. So a bulk of this is going to go into that category. But first, let's go ahead and roll for Savopoly to see what we are going to be putting towards that. All right, so I have Savopoly here. Last week, we were at $3, so the red property. Let's go ahead and see what we're going to roll this week. So we got 9. So we have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. So we are going to be saving $10. I swear, like we've been getting little amounts, but the one before that was 50, and that was a really big one for me. So it's nice to have these little amounts to kind of bounce back from. But I absolutely love this challenge because it's interactive. I love a game. I'm a game board kind of girl. And I love the colors and everything about it is just super fun. But this is from TheInspiredStories. It's on her Etsy shop if you would like to do something like this and have it in your system. But we went to jail and we are saving $10. All right, so let's go ahead and put $10 towards Savopoly. And then let's do 5 in checking cushion. Our savings challenge is gonna get its usual 10. Our monthly will also get 10. And subscriptions, we will do 5. Travel 5. Christmas 5, me 5, my husband 5, so that's 5, 10, 15, 20. And then haircuts will get 10. I think my husband's getting a haircut this weekend. So we have 119 left over. Let's go ahead and put 110 in extra debt. Oh. And then we have $9 left over. Let's go ahead and leave that $9 in our account because I think that we had to pay for this something from Safeway, and I want to repay that money back because we used our checking cushion for that. So we're going to go ahead and leave that $9 in there. So this comes out to, it should come out to 180. Yes. Perfect. And so that is how I kind of differentiate the money, and me and my husband already talked through how we're going to do that. And that's how I push that money out. So now that we have everything done in our budget, we can move on to our cash envelope breakdown. So this is where we determine how much we are going to get from the bank. And so I'm going to go ahead and write all of the categories out that we need to stuff for this week. All right, guys, so I have everything written here. I accidentally wrote gas right here, so that's why I crossed it out, but we're just going to keep it moving. So for my spending, I give myself $30, but I like to keep 10 in my wallet and 20 on my debit card because I do like to buy stuff from like Amazon and stuff. And it just is easier if that money's already on my debit card. So we are gonna put $10 for that. Eating out is going to get a 20 and a 10. Fun times is 30, so we're gonna do a 20 and a 10. Donations is 5, so we're gonna do a 5. Extra debt is 110. So we're gonna do 100. We are actually going to do a 5 and 4 and 5 ones because I think I need to make change for something else and I just want to have those ones on hand. For savings, we'll do a 10. Our Savopoly will do, oh, that's actually a 5. A 10 and then Savopoly a 10. Monthly is 10, but we'll do 2 5s because that's our $5 challenge. Subscriptions, travel, Christmas, me and my husband are all gonna get 5. And then haircuts is 10. Perfect. So now we can go ahead and fill out the bottom here. So the quantity of ones we need is 5. 5s we need 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. 10s we need 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. 20s we need 2, no 50s, and 1 100. So value of ones is 5, value of 5s is 45, 10s is 60, 20s is 40, nothing for 50s, and 100. So let's go ahead and calculate this. Before it was 180. But we are going to subtract our $5 that we leave in our checking cushion. So that's 175. And then we're going to add in our wallet items. So 10, 30, 30, and 5. So we are pulling out $250 this week. And then for our quantity, so the actual physical amount of bills that we need is 5, 9, 6, 2, 1. So 23. And then our values should equal our total. So we have 5, 45, 60, 40, 100, and 250. Perfect. So now we can go ahead and fill out our bank slip. Let me go ahead and get that. I still did not remove it from the other week, so I'm gonna go ahead and leave that, and I'll remove this for next time. And let me just grab a sticky note, and we're just gonna write this down on here. I have so much going on, guys. I forget so much, but I honestly need to be better prepared. So ones we need 5, we need 9, 5, 6, 2, and 1. So it's $5, 45, 60, 40, 100, and that is 250. Perfect. Okay. We are all good to go, and now we know what to grab from the bank. So we have our amounts ready to go to the bank and get our cash, so that way we can stuff our wallet and our sinking funds binders. And I love being prepared and ready to go ahead and tackle the week. So thank you all for being by my side throughout this journey, and I can't wait to see where life takes us. If you enjoyed this video, please like and subscribe, and I will catch you guys in my next video. Bye, friends.